Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I just want to start off by saying my heart goes out to everyone who has been affected by this COVID-19 that's going on at the moment. I know a lot of business owners have been affected. I know a lot of people have lost their jobs or have been stood down indefinitely, myself included. So I know exactly how you guys feel. I just hope you're all staying safe and trying to deal with the circumstances as best you can. I myself am dealing with this by spending as much time as I can crocheting, because what else do you do when you're stuck inside and you're stuck at home and you can't go out? You crochet. Well, I do. Anyway, I think a lot of you will probably be with me in saying that as well. So in today's video, I thought I would run you all through a few projects that I was able to either find online or have made myself that I believe would be perfect for isolation. Because number one, they don't use a lot of yarn and you will hopefully be able to use everything that you've got in your stash, and you won't be required to go out to the shops or order anything online, so you can get started straight away. And number two, they work up really quickly, so you'll be able to smash out as many of these things as you can while you're in isolation, lockdown, quarantine, whatever other situation you may find yourself in. So let's get to it. So the first pattern I'm going to mention is my very latest design, and it is the Hip to Be Square top. It is a perfect isolation project because it only uses between 170 grams and 350 grams of 100% 8-ply cotton, aka DK weight cotton. I used the Bendigo Woolen Mills 8-ply cotton in the colour pomegranate, but you could use any 8-ply 100% cotton yarn. You could also make this with acrylic or wool or something else if you would like to make a winter version. I think it could also look really cute over the top of like a white blouse or shirt for winter. So it's very versatile. It's available in sizes extra small to 3XL, but in saying that, you could easily alter it to make it smaller or bigger if you wanted a different size. Now that pattern is available in my Ravelry store. I will link it down below so you can go and check it out. Secondly, we have my Dear Debbie beanie, which I'm sure a lot of you have already seen before. This is a free pattern that's available on my blog. Otherwise, if you do want to purchase the ad-free pattern, you can purchase that from my Ravelry store, which I will link both down below. It uses approximately 100 grams of worsted weight acrylic yarn. You could use any yarn you like. You could also make this in wool or cotton. Totally up to you, as long as it is a worsted weight yarn. This is a one size fits most pattern, so it is an adult size pattern. However, if you did want to make it smaller for a child, say, you could easily go down a hook size or go down a yarn weight to accommodate that. So you could easily make it for a child as well. That pattern also requires a faux fur pom-pom, but if you don't have one in your stash already, don't stress. You could easily make a pom-pom yourself out of yarn using a pom-pom maker, or you could just make up a makeshift pom-pom maker and make a yarny pom-pom yourself. The third pattern I wanted to talk about was my Golden Journey scarf. This also works up super quickly. It requires about 400 grams of worsted weight yarn. However, in saying that, you may require more or less, just depending on the length that you prefer. But on average, I would say about 400 grams of yarn. That pattern is available on Ravelry if you would like the ad-free version. Otherwise, you can also find it for free on my blog, which I will link down below. So the next pattern I wanted to talk about is the Bobble Crossed Cow by Tegan over at Fits and Lola. This is a brand new pattern that has not been released yet, but she assures me it should be released by the end of this week, so stay tuned. It will be available on Ravelry and Etsy, which I will link down below. This works up super quick. You can make it in about 3 hours or less. It only uses 100 grams of DK weight yarn, which is amazing because I know all of you would have 100 grams of yarn stashed away somewhere. And it is a one size fits most patterns, but in saying that, you can easily adjust it to be longer or shorter depending on your preference. The next pattern I wanted to talk about is the Vaughan Beanie and Booty set by Lakeside Loops. I recently made this set for a family friend who requested something for a newborn baby, and I found this on Pinterest and I absolutely fell in love with it, so I basically told her I'm making you this. It is the most adorable beanie and booty set you will ever see. It requires an Aran weight yarn. As you can see, it is multicolored, so one skein of each color would be perfectly fine. I whipped these up in less than a day, so it only took me 1 day to make the beanie and the booty, including the pom-poms, so they work up really quickly, but it would depend on which size you're making, as it is available in a couple of different sizes. And this pattern is available on lakesidaloops.com. I will link it down below. So the next project isn't a specific pattern, but it is just a general project that I think would be absolutely amazing and is a great stash buster, and that is a scrap blanket. Now, I've seen so many photos of these floating around on the internet on Pinterest, and I absolutely love them. It's basically when you have all your scrap bits of yarn, bits that you've cut off from other projects that you've been making, or just little bits of skeins that you have left over that you wouldn't really have enough to make anything else with. You basically tie all these bits and pieces together into a big skein of yarn, and then once you've got enough, you crochet it and you use it to make a big blanket. Some people prefer to hold one solid color with their scrap yarn, so it kind of helps the colors to blend in, so it's not just like a solid change of color when you get to the end of one bit of yarn, which I love. So I am planning on making a scrap blanket really soon. I've already started sewing all my scraps together, but I will be holding a piece of white yarn with my scrap yarn just so it blends. I'll show you some photos up here just so you can see what I'm talking about, but this is a great stash busting project, and it requires very minimal skill. You can literally use any stitch you want. You could do it all in single crochet, all in double crochet, all in half double crochet. You could get more adventurous and do some bobbles or something like that, but it's the perfect stash busting project. So I highly recommend thinking of doing a scrap blanket because it's also a great way to get rid of any yarn that you're not going to use or that you are thinking of just throwing out. Next up, we have the Saffron Diamond Cushion by Sandra over at the Little Golden Nook. I have been following Sandra for a really long time now, and I absolutely love all of her designs. Every single thing I'm absolutely obsessed with. I have purchased quite a few of her patterns as well. She does some beautiful garments as well as homewares, so I definitely recommend going and checking out Sandra. I will link all her patterns down below. Well, not each pattern individually, but I'll link where you can find her patterns down below, including this cushion pattern. This pattern requires very little yarn. As you can see, it is multicolored, but you could easily do it in one solid color. It does require tassels as well, but I'm sure you could easily leave them off if you didn't want the tassels and to make it a bit more washing machine friendly. But basically this is just one side of a cushion cover crocheted and then sewn onto an existing cushion cover. She also gives you the option of crocheting two sides and then sewing them together and using a cushion insert, but I really like the idea of sewing it onto a cushion cover because you can then zip it and unzip it really easily and chuck it in the washing machine. So I absolutely love this project. I think I will be making one for myself really soon, not gonna lie, but this pattern is available on Love Crafts and Ravelry. As I said, I will link them down below so you can easily find them, find this pattern and the rest of Sandra's patterns because they are absolutely beautiful. I will also mention that this cushion pattern uses a chunky yarn, so if you've got a chunky yarn in your stash, you might want to give this one a go. So last but definitely not least, early today I was scrolling Pinterest and I found this pattern. These socks are absolutely to die for. They are another pattern by Lakeside Loops. They are called the Watson Waffle Crochet Socks and they are made using a 5-ply yarn, so a fine weight sports weight yarn, but look at them. They are absolutely stunning. I can't wait to make a pair of these for winter. I think I will probably live in them forever and never take them off. They are absolutely stunning. They look so cozy and warm, and I absolutely cannot wait to make a pair. Now, as mentioned, these are made using a 5-ply yarn. You will need up to 850 grams of it. But in saying that, this pattern comes in 11 different sizes, ranging all the way from baby sizes right up to adult large/men's sizes. So 850 grams is the most you will need. Not to mention, this is a free pattern. This is available. Sorry guys, I'm very excited. This pattern is available for free. You can also find it on lakesideloops.com, which I will link down below, of course. And that is the very last pattern on my isolation projects list. If you have any more projects that you think would be perfect for isolation, please feel free to let me know. I may make another one of these videos, maybe. If you guys enjoy it, let me know. If you've made any of these patterns, or if you plan on making any of these patterns, please comment below. I would love to hear about it. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time right here on YouTube. But for now, I'm off to crochet. See you guys, stay safe, and please look after yourselves.